up chat or whatever it may be, whatever you're doing, whatever you want to call it. And today I'm actually back down at Braxton Labs today to actually drink beer, right? National Drink Beer Day, or what I call Saturday. So I'm actually gonna have a few beers here. I've got some time to kill for a little bit, and decided to swing by. A little too crazy over there because, and maybe it's just me, but I'll never understand why so many people, I say so many, some people bring their little kids to the brewery and let them run around and don't pay attention to them. And just like running around everybody else. So in that brewery, to come over to this one here and got to just make sure I get the right pull of the information. The signal stays with me. Last time we were down here, we went through a couple times where the signal was dropped, and I was actually using mom cam at that time. So I think I'm actually good on this using YouTube Live. And if you guys can as well, celebrate a little bit of a National Drink Beer Day today. Details here. This will allow me to see the comments a little bit easier as well. All right, as you can see, guys, hopefully if you're there, you can see me better now. Had to click something else on the Wi-Fi to make sure it fully went through. So now I'm on the Braxton Labs system. But this right here is the Braxton Labs Raspberry White Stout. As I was saying, 8.3% ABV, 40 IBU. And described on here, this big roasty fruity stout doesn't look like a stout at all. With this white stout, we created a stout-like beer with the traditional dark roasted malts, but with post-fermentation additions of cacao nibs and kid coffee, vanilla cream coffee. The oats, flake barley, lactose, and nitrous give it a creamy mouthfeel, similar to a milk stout. To mix it up a bit, we also added raspberry puree to give it a sweet and fruity component. So a few different things taking place on this one here. Just trying to adjust the camera a little bit. Trying to get it so it's not cockeyed. There we go. So here we go. Take a look there. Has a nice dark pinkish tone to the beer. But when you do get the aroma, you do get a nice feel of the coffee coming out. Comes out really easy, very aromatic. It has that ground coffee type aroma to it. Deep and rich in the sense of the aroma. Looking forward to tasting this one. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get the taste. Just interesting and unique. You get a nice coffee feel. You do have that creaminess in the texture. I'm picking up like a vanilla type feel in there as well. It's almost like a Jolly Rancher with coffee inside of it. It's got a nice amount of flavor, sticks to the cheeks nicely. Raspberry comes out rather easily. Very, very delicious beer. Not heavy, not boozy. Again, this one is 8.3% ABV. Has a nice, clean, fresh feel to the beer. Leaves a nice amount of the flavor on the lips as well as in the mouth. You can really feel it nicely. One of those beers you just kind of want to sit back and enjoy as you actually go down and drink this one. This is, again, the Raspberry White Stout. I almost feel like, do I want to get one of these to take home with me? Because this one actually is really tasty. And I haven't been a huge fan of a lot of the white stouts that have been out there. It's been kind of a hit and miss. But what they did with this one, with all the stuff they put together, the level of complexity, they pulled it off nicely. Cheers, Eric. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Here in America, it is National Drink a Beer Day. So drinking some beer, because that's what the holiday's for, right? As if we needed that holiday. But actually back down here at Braxton Labs after going over to Wooden Cask earlier and checking out some beer flights here. Well, I've got some time to kill. What are you drinking tonight, Gilbert? What are you getting into, my friend? I know you probably got something in front of you. I have not had anything like this type of raspberry white stout before. I mean, it's kind of mind blowing on what they actually delivered here. And I think at 8.3% ABV, if you had a 6-pack of these or 4 pint cans, they would definitely catch up to you after a point. Flavor sits nicely in the mouth. I'm just enjoying it. Beer too, maybe whiskey for dessert. Well, there you go. Beer up front and then whiskey to chase it down. Wow. This is almost like dessert in a glass the way it is right now here. Like I said, it is like, hey, what's happening, JSL, brother? You're a legend, my friend. You're a legend. This is like a coffee-filled Jolly Rancher. This one is a 4.5 out of 5 for me. It's just that solid. I'm really digging this one. Sad to see it go. That one is empty. So rest the palate here for a second before I get into the next one. And so before you came in, one of the questions I had brought up, well, I didn't really bring up the question. I was talking about how I was at another brewery earlier, and people had brought their kids in, and they weren't even watching their kids, and their kids were like running around, probably like 2-year-olds or something like that, and everything. And it's kind of like, what do you guys think about kids in the brewery, parents that bring kids to the brewery? Like if they're well behaved or with the parents, that's one thing. But when they start running around and stuff, any feeling, any type of feedback you have on that? I mean, you would think if you bring them to the brewery, you should be responsible for making sure, they're not running around and doing a bunch of other things. So, I don't know, it was just kind of weird. I sat there kind of watching. They were just like, ho-hum, doing what they were doing. Anyway, got any feedback on that? Put some comments in there. So this next one that I'm going to actually try here is the Plum Chamomile Goza. Sour Goza, 4.5% ABV, 5 IBU. And kind of struck me as kind of interesting with the Plum Chamomile Goza. Kind of a blush color on this beer, I guess you could say. Another sour. So we'll see how this one actually looks, tastes. You definitely get a feel of the salinity of the beer. You get some of the fruitiness coming through in this one here. A little subtle in the fruitiness. I think the salinity hits you before that, but decent enough smelling beer as far as it tastes. Nice tartness to it. Nice acidity to it. A little bit of an astringency in there as well. Feel it nicely in the cheek area. Is it board game night at Braxton? No, they they always have this here. People that come in and play it once in a while. They'll come in and play some of the other games too. They have like a big Connect 4, like for adult version outside that you can play. They do cornhole. They do a bunch of other stuff. So one of the things about the breweries here, I don't know how they are up there in Canada, but here in the U.S., a lot of the breweries have like board games and stuff around. So people will come in there and they'll drink and they'll play the games as well. And then, hey, what's happening, Milsurp? Cheers, welcome. It's just a commonality, at least in the Cincinnati area, for them to have board games at the breweries. So when you go to the breweries there, do you guys have games or things that you actually check out as well? Or is it just drink and that's about it? Drink and talk. A little bit of a pucker and sensation after drinking this one. It's got a nice sweetness to it from the beer as well. I almost get the sensation in my cheeks for a little bit of chewiness there. So what beer are you drinking up there, Gilbert? What are you drinking tonight? Milsurp asks, what is my go-to IPA? I really don't have a go-to IPA because I'm always trying different beers. There's ones I will pick up from time to time. Like, Bell's Two Hearted is something I'll pick up. Funny, you just said Bell's Two Hearted Ale. Yeah, so that's one that I'll actually pick up from time to time. Occasionally, I'll get like maybe one of the older throwbacks from one of the other breweries, like Lagunitas IPA or something along those lines. But there's so many new things that are actually happening. I'm always grabbing different ones, it seems. There was a double IPA that Sierra Nevada did that I actually like. Don't get it as much, but that was like the double bullet. I'm sorry, the bullet. No, bullet double? No, I can't remember which one it is. It's a hot bullet. It's the hot bullet. I do like the Ranger series that they actually do from New Belgium as well, so I'll try some of theirs at times. But the IPAs, there's so many IPAs that are being made, you're always getting something new, so it's kind of just hard to stick with one, I think, because I think you always want to try the different ones that are coming out. In fact, this first flight I have here tonight, I have no IPAs on it, which is almost uncommon nowadays. Hey, what's happening, Brandon? Cheers, brother. And Gilbert says he's drinking the Square Wheels Hazy. So you have the Hazy IPA. The IPA I drank last night, and I was drinking it over on Blue Nose's channel, Harry Meadows Blue Nose Beer Reviews. If you don't know that one, check it out. I was drinking one that we have for Street Side, which is really good hazy IPA. That was the Travel Weather. I went through theirs pretty quickly. I should go get more of them if they still have them. But Milsurp, what are you drinking tonight? Are you drinking anything for National Beer Day? National Drink Beer Day? And Brandon, if you're still there, are you drinking anything for National Drink Beer Day, my friend? Dogfish 60-minute IPA? Yeah, that's a good one, too. Oh, Brandon just finished a double IPA from Lone Peace out of Maine, or Lone Pine out of Maine. Nice. I'll probably get home and end up. I think at home I got like a. Well, I do have the Brute IPA from Amarang at home. I need to drink that one here at some point. I may drink that tonight and do a review on it. Speaking of review, I think my next review comes up at like at 9:15 tonight. I forgot which one I put up there, but each night I'm going to try to have a review. I've been trying to get everything now, I think, synced to 9:15. So if anybody watches for the reviews, 9:15 each night. Should be a video coming out, if not a review, like the Beer Flow show on Thursday or on the other nights. I want to get back into doing more things like about the hops and other things, beer news type things. But I'm going to try to put anything I put out is going to probably go to 9:15 Eastern going forward. So I feel like I've done some research, and that seems to be the best time a lot of people like. Whether they catch it there or they catch it later, I think it works out well. So that's what I'm going to kind of try to focus on. So what else is happening? Today's game day. Anybody got any college teams out there that done anything as well? Any thoughts on their games? Anybody have a great performance by their team today? I feel like my signal was glitchy a little bit, by the way, guys, so I apologize. I'm at the brewery, so it might be kind of weird. So, Square Wheels is an entry-level hazy. Town Brewery makes some dank of the dank hazy. I don't know why I can't read tonight, but keep missing like letters in the words. So by entry level, you say it's not up to speed as some of the other ones you've had. Then you think it's kind of like just kind of a basic Hazy IPA there, Gilbert. Meanwhile, with the plum chamomile goza, I am enjoying this one. Not as much as I enjoyed the first one, but I am enjoying this one enough that I will actually give this one here I give this one a 4 out of 5. They do some really good stuff here at Braxton Labs, which all the guys have found out about. Good but basic, okay. Yeah, I had one earlier at the brewery as I was just at, and they had a hazy IPA, and it did not come off hazy for what I thought it should be. It was kind of like an attempt at it, but it was like one of the first ones I saw that brewery actually have, so I'm like, wouldn't say they actually hit the mark that they're probably shooting for compared to other ones I've had, but as an initial entry, it was okay. It was, across the board, decent enough. You make a hazy IPA nowadays, you gotta know what you're doing for sure. So many good ones out there. I need to try to get some more 450 North beers though. So 450 North ones would be solid to actually enjoy. I wish we got their distribution up here. A little bit of a crowd coming through here tonight for a brewery. It's like the Ohio State Nebraska game on. I think Ohio State is up right now, but I haven't been watching too much of it. So Gilbert, your Packers are behind the Lions now in the division. Thought you'd never say that. I'm sure it'll change this week, though, when the Lions play the Chiefs. All right. So that is that one. This next one here, I'm going to have to find it. This one is going to be the Raspberry Lemon Hefeweizen, 4.8% ABV, 12 IBU. The delicious Hefeweizen was brewed to skew towards the classic banana notes, driven by German Hefeweizen yeast. Additions of raspberry puree and lemon zest round out this fruit medley and create the perfect summer fruit cocktail. So the lemon Hefeweizen, raspberry lemon Hefeweizen. There you guys got the look on it there. Again, another blush color beer here. Nice aroma coming out. Easily get the banana, kind of a clove type feel there from the yeast. Smells pretty damn decent. Taste wise. Oh! It's got a nice little bite to it. Nice little astringency. Really get a yeastiness coming through there from the yeast that was used. Nice flavor popping in the cheek. Smooth on the back end going down. You can really feel it going down the back of the throat. Slides down rather nicely. Leaves a good exposure of the mouthfeel in the beer. Really pick up the raspberry and the lemon nicely through this one. It has a nice little effervescence to it, nice little crisp feel to it. I dig this one. This one is pretty good too. I give this one a 4 out of 5 as well. They are definitely doing some work down here with the sour beers. Could be the one to make a run to I guess Urban Artifact in this area. That's how good these beers are coming off right now. I like the layer of flavor that takes place with this one. Yeah, boy. So Gilbert says, have to get down to the brewery to get the really good town beers. That's how a lot of those spots are though, right? So you almost have to get there to get the stuff they're not canning or distributing and get the real good stuff. The stuff I'm drinking like right now, although you can get crowlers of beers here, the stuff they're actually doing, you're not getting a lot of that out in distribution. You have to come to the brewery to actually try some of the beers here. And their beers here, like every 2 weeks, is like new releases of stuff, it seems. So if you don't get here, you end up missing something real quick. But that's one thing where I'm not as much as I'm more back at the. I like to drink at the house. I like to drink comfortable, so I don't go to breweries as much. But I do like to get the brew. When I am at breweries, I do enjoy it. But it's like, are you more? Do you like to relax more at home, or do you like to be more at the brewery or something like that? Like some people don't like to be at home because they feel like they don't want to drink at home by themselves. I actually like to kick back and just chill and relax. Do the reviews, do whatever, and just chill there. But some people like to go to the breweries a lot more. So I don't know. I'm more of a home person than going to the actual brewery. But wonder how you guys are out there. Are you guys more brewery or more at the house as well? Gilbert said Packers D were out against the Eagles after a short and tough game against the Broncos. Likely the game the Broncos will show up for this season. LOL. Well, the only game they'll show up for. Yeah, a short week. Yeah, so. Yeah, I was never a big fan of the Thursday games when I was watching the league, outside of like it being, Thanksgiving Day or something. But the way they're trying to do that now, and the way they were trying to push for more games, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like they say the NFL itself has a different feel when it comes to hypocrisy all the time. Like they want to do one thing, they do another. It's like you want to say you're about players being safe and all kinds of stuff, but you're rushing them back out to play these short weeks, or you're going to have more games in the schedule. So I don't know. I don't watch it enough now to actually be able to speak on the NFL. I guess I'm definitely more watching college than anything. So. Yeah, a few of these sour ales that I've had, I could definitely see about making a switch over to that being a more favorite style of mine. It's definitely been growing on me a lot more. Sunday and Monday only, right? Except for like Thanksgiving. Hey, what's happening, Vanessa? Cheers. How are you this evening? It is National Drink Beer Day, Vanessa, so not that you need a holiday for us to drink beer, so. So what are you drinking? Anything at all? You drank a beer today. What did you drink today? I don't think you drink beer as much. That is actually a good one. Now this next one wasn't. Is one that Mo told me they actually had just done, and it's a stout with coffee put into it. I gotta find out what they did on this one. Hey Mo. Oh, we'll just wing it because I didn't feel like getting up to go see. Oh my goodness. Nice coffee feel out of this one. It's got a nice little spice kick to it. It's got like a little pepper action taking place. Deep ground coffee aroma. Oh, this is nice dark stout, right? Oh, Vanessa, Guinness 4 and extra stout. My favorite from Guinness thus far. Love stouts, porters, and the aged ones. Great call you had there today, then. that is a stout I like to enjoy once in a while. And ever since I had the Guinness Foreign Extra, the other Guinness just don't compare to it. That smooth feel that you get of it, that sweetness, that decadence you get from the Guinness Foreign Extra. Problem is, it's not usually here. Now we're getting it more, but it used to be not here as much because it used to be just like in the Caribbean and Asia and in parts of Africa. But now they started to increase distribution here as people have developed an appetite for like the special packages that they would usually put them in there. Usually to get like a 12-pack of a variety, and then it would be included. Now they put some more in there for people to get. Hey, what's going on, Cut and Stuff Barbecue? What's going on, brother? How you doing today? Also, always gave Guinness for an extra in the fridge. Get on the military base. Nice. Well, that's that military access. You get to be able to find that one. So, definitely worth always keeping it in the fridge for sure. Cuff and Stuff. What are you drinking on tonight, or what did you barbecue today? Oh man. Yo, this one is like the old Saturday Night Live skit. This is butter right here. Hey, what's happening, Billy? Cheers. I gotta go find out what they actually did to this one, because this is this one I may take home as a crowler, because this is really good. You like coffee infused beers? If you like coffee, just getting that pure coffee ground coming through. If you like peppers, you get a nice spice kick on it. It's got a nice flavor that you're getting, like a little bit of a cinnamon type feel to it. Leaves nice flavor on the lips. Oh, this is really good. Oktoberfest tonight. Perfect time for Oktoberfest. Hey, Mo. What did you do to this one again? The stout with the coffee. This was the new one you said they did. You infused the coffee into which one? Hazelnut. Oh, nice. Yeah, so infuse hazelnut into the chocolate. Oh, my. It's really good. Yeah. You do a crowler this one, too? Okay. Oh, man, that's so good. Billy purchased new grill at Walmart about 3 weeks ago. Still have not used it. My wife could not wait to use it. I thought you were supposed to set that up for, I'm thinking like, weren't you say you were supposed to set that up like last weekend? Or did you set it up already and you just haven't used it? I got rid of our grill, I don't even know, like 5 or 6 years ago, and never did get another one. My wife's been actually after me to get another one at some point. I just hadn't done it. I like to get one because I like to grill, just haven't done it. Oshawa Generals have their home opener Sunday night, and I get to the arena for amateur sports question. Went 3-0 on the road to start the season, son. So the NHL starts on Sunday night then? Or is Oshawa, because they're an NHL team, right? Are they an NHL team, or are you talking about a different league? Because Oshawa might be one of the other leagues. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's an NHL team in Oshawa. As far as I'm thinking back now to my NHL PlayStation days. OHL team. Okay, I was going to say. I didn't think there was one in NHL yet. We got the Cyclones here. The Cyclones are IHL, which I think is the level down from the NHL. Occasionally we'll go to their games. Wow, this is really good. The hazelnut comes out very nicely in it. Swear I could drink this for breakfast. No, she put it together. I just lifted the top and installed it 3 weeks ago. We purchased it, planted trees. Yet she has plans for me to cut trees down. Junior hockey, Gilbert says too. Yeah, well, Billy, you know you always have that honeydew list to the day you die. So once one thing is done, you expect another one to fill that spot. honeydew list is a never-ending list for sure. Wow, this is really good. I don't even know what the ABV is on this thing, but I'll probably put it around 8 or 9. Just looking through what else they have on here. Now they also get some of the guest taps here as well. Like for instance, they still have the Evil Twin Grand Cru Cuvée, which was really good last time. Did they add anything new there? They got Black Acre Killer Robots American Pale Wheat. Haven't had Black Acre. Heard a lot of good things about them. They're out of Chicago or Indianapolis, actually. I was thinking Chicago, but Indianapolis. American Pale Wheat Beer, 6.4 ABV. Oh, Half Acre is Chicago. Black Acre is Indianapolis. Yeah, right? So much for being retired, yeah. I don't think husbands ever retire. I think we just take more breaks. They do have the New Holland Ichabod on. New Holland Ichabod was actually on one of the lists that come out, like these different lists that come out from different beer magazines or whatever it may be, and it was listed as one of the top pumpkin beers, which it is a good pumpkin beer. If you never had New Holland Ichabod, I would definitely say check it out if you're a beer fan for the pumpkin flavor. I was a little surprised though compared to some of the other ones out there, but it's good. Can't really argue with it. They've actually got the Spetzel Shiner Candy Pecan Porter on tap here, brewed with roasted praline pecans. Robust porter provides subtle notes of rusted pecans, vanilla, caramel, and brown sugar. That actually sounds pretty decent from Shiner. They got the Prairie Artisan Ales Karate Chimp. 2019 Karate Chimp, our version of the Karate Chop in your taste buds. Take a sour ale, add apricot, mango, and tangerine fruit to ramp up the flavor a bit. I don't think you can ever go. I think you can never go wrong with Prairie Artisanal Ales. They always seem to deliver on their beer. A lot of times people say, well, it costs you a little bit more for them. That's true, but you can get actually here the Karate Chimp, the 14-ounce draft is only $7, which on the Prairie Artisan Ale isn't bad. He got some pretty good stuff. You don't really go wrong with Braxton. I mean, they kind of get you set up nicely for sure. Shiner Bock, yum. Yeah, I like Shiner Bock. I had I forgot when it was. Last year, there was one of the Shiner ones I had at one of the beer spots, and it was really good. It was one of the winter type beers. If I remember, I can't remember what it is right now. Billy says, today was brewed by the Bay Delaware Brewers Guild Beer Festival at Bethany Beach across from Big Chill Beach Club, mid-90s. Today's weather is crazy. Yeah, here today where we're at, we're actually looking at about 91 degrees. I think it was 91, 92 degrees earlier. So it was actually pretty hot today, which is weird because just a few days ago we were down in the 80s, high 70s. Supposed to drop off again like in a few days, but the weather is so back and forth. I think there's going to be more people with the flu probably upcoming from all the change in weather taking place here within the next few weeks. Getting cold here, below 50. And I see you're right up there, Vanessa, in the northeast, the northeast, so to speak. So yeah, I'm sure you've got blanket weather coming out. Yeah, here it's yo-yo weather. Yeah, more rain where Gilbert's at in Canada. It's just all these different things are kind of crazy. Then you look at some of the stuff happening around the other parts of the country. Like last week, they were showing some of the other potential storms that might hit like for possible tropical depressions, stuff like that down and around Texas and Louisiana and things that might rise. It's kind of like so many different things where you're at that have different weather things happening. Fortunately, if you're out west, you haven't had any much more of the earthquakes that have taken place. But where I'm at here in Kentucky, at some point, as although we've had it light this last summer, but sometimes as we go into fall, sometimes storms will pop up, and there's always that concern if a tornado or something were to spur before it gets too cold where they won't happen. But knock on wood, good shape there. 2 blankets each night and 3 at times. That's a lot, Vanessa. It's like it must be getting cold. You must be in a log cabin. I can't have it too hot when I sleep. I always have to have I'm one of those people that have to have their foot out or the ceiling fan going or something to keep it nice and cool. I just can't take it when it's too hot. It's just old and chilly. You just need a cuddle buddy, Vanessa. Billy says fall beers are out. Plus you have wine mixed with apple cider spices. Yeah. Rain this time of year is very normal where Eric's at, he said. So we haven't had rain here really. And I say rain like substantial rain probably in the last 3 weeks or so, I think maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, the grass was just, a lot of it was getting brown, kind of crazy. We've had some stuff at night where it might be a quick shower that might cool it down for a second, but we haven't had a lot of rain that, because the last time we have a guy that cuts our grass, and he came out and it was kind of like, does he need to cut it really? Because it's not really growing and stuff, so. But actually he cut it. It was like, oh yeah, actually you did need to cut it, but it wasn't as high as I thought you would have to cut it really. So since more of you are here now, I brought up a point earlier. The wife loves AC on Arctic Blast. I have, yeah, see, I'm the same. Like I keep ours in the 60s on air conditioning. It's like we have family members that might show up to stay at the house, and it's like it's so cold. It's like, well, I guess you can put on another layer, put a sweater on or a jacket. It's easier for them to put on more than for us to take stuff off. So yeah. I like it cool. I just, and there's actually some research to that, like when you keep cooler weather, how it jumpstarts your body more and stuff. So I guess I just got used to it over the years. When it's too hot, I just can't sleep. I toss and turn like forever. Like I can literally wake up at the middle of the night knowing when someone has adjusted the thermostat, if it's become too hot, or if the ceiling fan cuts off. It will literally wake me up. So anybody, I know I was going to ask you, so I was at a brewery earlier, and occasionally comes up a question about people bringing kids to breweries, and I was noticing that when these parents, they brought their kids in, and they're over there, they're talking all kind of stuff, but the kids are running up and down all over the place, just back and forth and stuff, and it's kind of like if you bring, well, one, what is your feeling towards kids being in a brewery? And these are kids like about 2 years old or so, 2.5, 3 maybe or something. And then two, if you bring kids to the brewery, when you see like parents not really monitor their kids and their kids all over the place. So kind of curious what your guys' feedback are about it. Just thinking if you bring kids to the brewery, you should be able to monitor those children as well. And not all children are bad, obviously, when people bring them in. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it was just funny kind of watching them run back and forth and the parents kind of sit there like they were fine with them running to other spaces where other people were. I believe kids at a brewery and tap house liability, some with pets. Yeah, and that's been some of the debates that have been up here with some of this stuff too, that, it could be a liability. There were some health things about, depending where you're at, if you're serving food where you can't have pets in there. But children, are another thing with concerns as well. Because then I was thinking, like, I had my laptop right here that I'm also typing on. But if I had it plugged in and one of those kids went running by and they tripped over the cord, that would have been on the kids or the parents for having their kids running around, right? Or they tried to say it was my fault for having a cord, or try to blame the brewery for having the outlet there that was across the. It was like, if you're not watching your kids, I think the parents have the ultimate responsibility for them. You have to make sure they maintain and make sure the kids aren't doing anything they're not supposed to be doing, in my mind. Micro cells blow off the lake, dump a gate on you. Have to watch the skies because you would get hit by a hail and blown down by the street. Well, that's not good, Gilbert. Yeah. Eyes to the skies. Like Tupac, Gilbert, you got to keep your head up, yo. Got to keep your head up. Trying to think if I want a couple more of these. They do have a Samoa Imperial Stout that I do want to try as well. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Samoa and the Porter. So I'm going to put this down for 1 second, and I will be back with the other beers. All right. Gilbert says, I have no issue with the kids as long as I get to kick their ass if they act up. But the thought hasn't crossed the mind. Now, you can't hit a little kid, though. You can't really. But you just think, well, it's funny, right? Because the mom didn't do jack really when the kids were running around. But then I could tell it was like the grandmom and the grandfather that got up to kind of start trying to corral them back. And I'm like, what is the mom thinking? Like, it's okay to have your kids just running all around here and stuff, you know? But some people don't catch a clue sometimes. So I went back and I got two more to try because I got to wrap up here probably in about 20 minutes or so. But the first one I got here is the Braxton Labs Samoa Imperial Stout. Now this one here is described a delectable and irresistible treat. This Imperial pastry stout is loaded with oats, chocolate, and caramel malts, creating a sweet, creamy-based stout. Add in toasted coconut, cocoa nibs, and vanilla beans, and you get a rich and boozy rendition of your favorite chocolate cookie, perfect for the season. So, kind of got this put together, kind of thinking of the Samoan Girl Scout cookies, so to speak, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I do like some of the coconut beers. You get pretty much an aroma, a little bit of the coconut, Get a little bit of the oats coming out. And you're getting a little bit of that chocolate in there as well. Taste-wise, get a little bit of a booziness coming through. Like I said, this is a 9.5% ABV. You do pick that up. A little bit of a stickiness there in the texture itself, leaving a nice little remnants of the flavor. You can feel it nicely in the cheeks. Now, a problem that I have with this one here, and it's just because I'm not really thinking about it, but coming right out, they've got it kind of chilled where it's almost too cold to really enjoy this. Like this one needs to open up a little bit more. It's got too much of that cold on it coming out of the keg. I feel like if it's warmer, it's going to give more flavor. So I'm going to put this one to the side here and take a look at this other one. Now, this other one is actually the Shiner Pecan Porter that I mentioned. So with this one here, get to the right page, there's like 6 pages. If you missed it earlier, it's the Special Shiner Candied Pecan Porter, brewed with roasted praline pecans. Robust porter provides subtle notes of roasted pecans, vanilla, caramel, and brown sugar. So this one should be pretty interesting. Here's the look here as well on that one. Oh, nice sweet aroma coming off of it. It almost has like a sense in my mind of more of a butterscotch type on the nose. Nice sweetness though. You get that nice caramel backing of it. And you do get some of that pecan nuttiness on the nose as well. So I feel this one's going to be pretty damn tasty. Wow. It is a little thin in the body, but taste-wise, nice sweetness to it. The vanilla, the caramel, the back end with the candiness of the pecan. You get like a nice little sweet candy flavor. Duration is very nice, where the duration is hanging around. Just lasting in the cheeks very nicely. One little sip and the flavors are still already flowing through. Hey, what's happening, Miss? Cheers, brother. It was just a pop-up thing I was doing tonight here. I had some free time, so I actually shot over to Braxton Labs after going over to Wood and Cask earlier. So good to see you, my friend. Again, this one though, because of the way it comes out of the keg, it's coming out too cold to fully enjoy it. So I need to let this one sit here for a little bit too. So I'm going to put that there. But as it stands right now, there's a lot of good things taking place with that one already. And then, yeah, Rich just asked where I was at. I said he's in late tonight. So yeah, so I'm at Braxton over in at the Party Source there in Newport over at Braxton Labs, checking out some beers before I got to jump back across the river here for a little bit. And some good stuff here. I don't know if you've been up here as of yet, but there's some great stuff. It's busy on the deck. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Although, if you were working on the deck today, more props to you, because I know it's hot as hell down there where you're at as well. Because you're only 20 minutes from me or so. But to be outside on today, you were probably sweating it off. You probably needed to have a good beer by the time you were done. Billy has said earlier, when you brew with coconut, you have to watch out for the fat kill in the head, formation and retention, hence the add in the wheat. On to the second wedge, brewing 3 Rocks IPA is what Gilbert said, so he's actually moving to another IPA. But yeah, I'm sure there's got to be that delicate balance when you do add that, Billy, for sure. And the pecan does sound interesting, and it is interesting. Yeah, Mitch, we got to get together soon. I was going to shoot you a thing this week. Probably tomorrow even, to see if you're freed up like next weekend. It'd be a good weekend because I have some running around and stuff. I'll be freed up to do some things. So we can get together if you want to do something like over at Bob's, which is pretty easy, or if we want to get together at one of the breweries, we can definitely take a look at that as well. So I'll shoot you a thing tomorrow because I got your number on Messenger and everything. But yeah, I'm actually digging this one. Pretty nice. Digging both of them. I just wish they were warmer. So it's kind of like maybe hold my hand to try to get warmer. But even the glass right now is it's just so cold coming through right now. So cold. It's so cold. So Braxton Labs is hell of a job they do. Yeah, that one is it's pretty good. If you like the coconut, if you're a fan of Samoan type cookies, this one would be something you would actually enjoy. Again, though, unless you're more in this area, like Mitch, who's like where I'm at here, if you don't get Braxton Labs most of the time, but if you find a brewery out there that dabbles and stuff like this, if you get like Southern Tier has their Samoa This, which is like another one like the Samoan cookies. These are kind of some of the stuff you can find out. Maybe some of your local breweries are doing things like this. The thing is, you never know until sometimes you go to the brewery. Because of all the stuff I would buy at the Braxton Labs anywhere else, this won't be something listed with it. So it's almost like, for me, like a catch-22. Like I like to drink at the house, but then it's like if I don't go to the brewery, I can't find out what people are drinking at the brewery, which are totally some things I can't get unless I go there. So this is the life of going out and enjoying beers. So, but I'm willing to make that move just to bring them back so guys like you and ladies like you can see what I'm actually drinking and what's out there in the marketplace. Pray we will need a DD, my friend. Well, it got too crazy, yeah. I don't know if we can get like an Uber. We're both like in backwoods areas, so I don't know if there's Ubers that go that far. Hey, up here in Cincinnati, we have the brewery buses where they'll do like the brewery tours. Like they'll go to 3 different breweries, and you pay a fee to be able to do it or whatever. We also have the buses that run by some of the local breweries that are coming to Newport, like Braxton Labs, Braxton Brewing, Wooden Cask, Burkus, old school buses. One company made an old school bus, and you just go there. They come by at different times, just like if you were taking transit. You get on the bus and go to the next spot you want to go to. So that's always nice to avoid anybody out there driving as well. Yeah, so this one's a 4.25 out of 5 for me with the Samoa Imperial Stout. I'm not going to remember all of these probably later. I'll have to go back later and watch the videos so I can put them on Untappd. But it's a decent beer. I like how it just sticks in the cheek area. Like I feel like those beers that give you that lasting flavor you can enjoy, and you don't have to like rush through. And that's what this one has: a nice duration, a nice strong length of the flavor. Louisville 4th Street Live is a blast too. But yeah. So we went down to 4th Street Live years ago for New Year's Eve, and we had a fun time down there as well. We stayed at the Marriott, which is right on the corner from 4th Street. I agree, it's a great time down there. And in fact, when we went there, we went like for the dinner boat ride they have like on the river. So you ride on that for like 3 hours, and you drink and eat, and they bring you back in, and you go right to the hotel and stuff. So we need to do some more trips down to Louisville. And of course, Louisville has some great breweries down there as well. So there'll be some cool ones to check out for sure. So Mitch, what are you drinking? Are you drinking now for National Drink Beer Day? Are you drinking anything right now? And Billy, I don't know if you said you were drinking what you were drinking today also, or anybody else. It's got a nice dark fruit feel to it as well in the Samoa. Well, less than our better halves will have to make plans, right? Yeah, at some point I got to reach back out, but I was supposed to try to get down to Against the Grain down in Louisville, and we weren't able to connect. And I got to reach back out, see if we get something set up to get down there. Oh, and then that one I had earlier was chocolate milk stout with hazelnut coffee was the infusion. I'm ashamed to say I'm on the Coors Light tonight. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're drinking a Coors Light, if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. So there's nothing wrong with a light beer. You probably want a light beer after you've been working all day and stuff too. But it's National Drink a Beer Day. Don't discriminate. You can drink a Coors Light. That's still a beer. Hey, what's happening, Beer House? What's going on, my friend? Cheers. He says, cheers. From Orange County, California, I am enjoying a Bootleggers Brewery Golden Chaos Belgian-style ale at the moment. Cheers. Nice. That sounds really good. I haven't heard of them before, so you guys have gotten so many good beers out there in California. I mean, there's so many ones that just probably are off the chain that we don't even know or see as much, but I guess you can say that with a lot of places around the country. You know, there was a list that came out earlier about the most essential, like 19 essential IPAs, and I had a person ask me about that on my Facebook page because they said they had heard a lot of people dissing the list because, like, for instance, Ale Smith and Sierra Nevada weren't on there. Was they actually make some good stuff? And that's the whole thing. I mean, I told her one is Thrill List and two is Thrill List. So the whole thing with Thrill List is kind of having that debate. Like, none of their lists I take as serious because I feel like some of the people that put some of the stuff on the list I don't fully agree with, but everybody has their own opinion. But in looking at the list, you know, there's like breweries that weren't on there that could be on there. You know, there's a lot of different ones out there. Like for instance, 450 North wasn't on the list, which people that have 450 North will tell you how good that is. Trillium wasn't on the list, right? Everybody has Trillium, so it's like 7,500 breweries. To say the 19 most essential is kind of almost like, one is subjective, but it's almost kind of like a shit move to actually try to do because you're going to leave out so many good breweries by trying to put a list like this out there. So you take that with a grain of salt, you know. He said, yes, we were very spoiled. Lagunitas and Sierra Nevada get most of my business. Yeah, and Lagunitas, I actually went to their brewery in Chicago because that's where they put the second brewery, which was actually pretty cool. I don't know if you ever saw it or not on my channel. I have a video, I think, when I was at Lagunitas. And I know a few of the people over there, so we did a tour and everything, and great location, huge space. I mean, they're set up to like make beer there for like ever, and definitely worth the visit if you're ever in Chicago as well. I would love to check out Sierra Nevada too. Miss said kegged up a Marzen the day before yesterday, home brewer, and took a pull off the keg last night, and I'm damn proud of it, Rod. Well, sweet, nice, that is awesome. Hey, anytime you need a sampler, you just let me know. I can sample for you. Yeah, I haven't done really. That's the thing. I need to do more Oktoberfest beers. I'm going to have to go out this week and get some Oktoberfest beers and maybe try to do some lives with some of those. And then Billy said California has a lot of craft breweries and wineries. Cheers. And he asked Mitch, what style of Oktoberfest beer did you brew, the old style or new school? Old school or new school? Oh, that's really a good beer. Gonna bottle some of Buddy. I'll say, yeah, hey, all right, brother, I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely be more than happy to do that. I had Eclipse Brewing that sent me some of his beer from out in Seattle. He brews out some really good stuff too. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, make sure you check out Eclipse Brewing on YouTube. Has a great home brewing layout. Does a lot of great stuff on beer as well. He'll usually pop in here also. But lager for 2 months, all right. I think the longest I haven't brewed a beer in over 2-3 years, but the longest I lagered, I think something was like 4 months, I believe. when I did it last time. And then make sure you guys, check out Billy's channel here as well. He does a lot of stuff, like he says, the wine and the beer, does some spirit stuff, does festival stuff. So make sure you check him out. Check out Beer Hound's beer reviews as well, on what he's doing on his channel and the beer reviews. A lot of good people here. A lot of people come through. So always want to make sure you guys are knowing other people to check out things here and network with each other as well. So, it's a whole community that we try to help each other grow. Brewing, winemaking, and distilling has really taken off. Yeah. I mean, that's like here in Kentucky where I'm at. I mean, from my house, I'm like 10 minutes away from Boone County Distillery. And that's just like one of the first ones, like on the Bourbon Trail. We have so many, of course, going through Kentucky. But then in Cincinnati, last I checked, it was about 60 breweries. I know it's more than that now. And then we also have the distillery. So right where I'm at here at Braxton Labs, inside Party Source, right in the same parking lot is New Riff Distillery. So they're definitely blowing up around here. And by my house, about 5 minutes away, is another winery too, which I need to go to that winery so I can do a review on the wines they actually use. So that could be pretty interesting. Billy says, personally, I prefer the old style Oktoberfest beers, more malt forward. New style is lighter body and more hops. Yeah, I think you do get more of the newer stuff with a little more of the hop push, and I would bet it's because of the people that trend towards the IPA, where they kind of want that little bit more of a hop up front versus how the old style was, where it was more maltier. And I do enjoy those ones as well, where they do have more of that maltier type feel. Like you get in one of the German Oktoberfest beers, they still have that style versus some of the newer ones on the American side, which aren't terrible. They're just different, right? So it's just a different feel that you're being hit with. That's the good thing with so many beers out there. We can always find something that wets our whistle, so to speak. So back into this Shiner pecan porter. Make sure that's the right name for it as well. The candied pecan porter. Let it warm up a little bit. Now it's got a little bit more to it. It's still, that thinness is there, but it's got a little bit more of a feel of the pecan, of the sweetness that's taking place. You get a nice vanilla feel out of it. Definitely a dessert beer quality to it. That candied sugar that was used really comes through. If you guys happen to see this out there, because I would think this will probably be bottled. I would hope it would be. Now this is a 6% ABV as well. I would definitely say you might want to pick this up if you're like kind of like that sweetness in the beer. If you're a pecan type fan, this one definitely does a good job of hitting. And it's got a nice little smooth quality to it as well, as it just kind of sits there. You do get a little bit of the carbonation, feel a little bit of the bubbles, but pretty solid overall. I'd give this one a 4 out of 5 too. And that's for my own personal rating, my own personal scale of how I feel at that point. The beer is clear as water and very malt forward. That's what Mitch is saying. So Mitch has got an old school Billy, I think, to answer your question, with him having it that way with the more malt forwardness up front. But I will say, it is a great time to be a beer drinker. All these different beers are out there. You guys go out there and get some and enjoy. If you're in the East Coast like me, you still almost got 3 hours left to get some beer for National Beer Day. If you're west of me, you're picking up extra hours, so get out there and get a beer. If you're ahead of me, well, you're not in America, because I'm in the East Coast, so you wouldn't be American anyway, so it wouldn't matter for National Beer Day, because that's our holiday. That's our holiday. So that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and get wrapped up. I have to actually go pick up the missus, and then I'll be back later. If you are on the channel, 9:15, the next upload will actually take place here tonight. I forgot which one it is, and I'm on my phone, so I can't. Oh, you know what? Let me, actually, I can go to, because I have the laptop up as well. Let me take a look here. If I can find it here. I actually got my phone blocking it, so I'm gonna slide this way. There we go. And yeah, there is a big Scrabble board sitting behind me, as they actually play Scrabble here on some nights. And tonight at 9:15, it will be the Armadillo Ale Works Quakertown Stout that I actually have uploaded. So if you're a big stout fan, this is a double stout. You can check out that video review as well and see what you think about that one there. And let me scroll back down here. I missed a couple comments, I think, so let me go back into the computer.
Oh, yeah.
And let me see here. Miss said he brews all grain. Don't know how to attach an individual. Click the logo on the person. Yeah, cheers to you too, Beer Hounds, definitely. Billy said he does with all grain as well. Mitch, are you trying to? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to check out a channel, or if you hit the three dots to the right side of that person's comment, you can go to the channel, or are you trying to do something different there?
It's nice to go on a tour. I saw this film when I was there. I didn't let me inside.
Trying to see what Mitch had going on before I disconnected here. It's good stuff. Well, maybe, I don't know if you figured it out, Mitch, on what you were trying to do. If not, let me know, but I don't see any comment if you are trying to figure it out. So I'm going to assume you are. If not, shoot me an email or message. Let me know. He says, man, now I can't figure it out. Or are you trying to connect on the other channel? Or what are you trying to do? If you're trying to connect on the other channel, you just hit the three dots. When you put your cursor to the right side of someone's name, there's three dots, and you just click on that. Are you trying to click on a picture of the person Billy's saying? You're new to this. All right. All right. We'll just take some messing around with and everything, I guess. So, but thanks for everybody that tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and shut down because I have to go pick up the other half here in about 20 minutes and pay my tab and get ready to roll. I will look forward to catching up with you guys later. And hopefully you guys have a great Saturday night. Get out there, enjoy some beer if you haven't enjoyed some beer. Kick back, relax, and hopefully you have a great Sunday. Look forward to talking to you guys soon. And I will catch up with you later. Cheers, everybody.